Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Very superstitious!
Ow! Nice. Okay, what? I'll sing it for you, June.
Okay. Very superstitious!
Guys, I might have a career in singing.
You should. I'll be your assistant. I'll be your assistant.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't hear myself, so. Alright, we're good. Alright. Anyways, hey AfterBuzzers. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Fresh Off the Boat. I am your host, June Lee, and this is episode 11, Very Superstitious. You guys can check us out on youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Join in the conversation on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. You can find me at ms_June Lee and my lovely host here.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter also at _MichelleFee.
Yeah, so what did you guys think about this episode?
I thought it was really funny.
I thought,
loved it,
I love the writing especially.
I
mean, the
know.
writing is always good, but for this specific episode, the jokes were just like back and forth. I loved the joke.
I'm really glad you pointed that out because I did notice that, Kanika, that I think the writers have found their rhythm and just like the points are just being hit and like everybody you can kind of see the characters kind of developing. Obviously we see Evan has become the I don't want to miss anything, which is like very like very
a nice
common
theme going throughout the show,
right, and like I feel like everyone's character is being developed. I think Eddie is being more developed, just kind of his personality, and just like the differences in the characters are being etched out there. It's not just funny situations, but like the characters in funny situations. But let's jump right in. So Jessica gets, decides to go to work for Ashley Alexander, and which is good. And then she has like this weird kind of battle with her. She's like, "I'm Alvin, by the way."
Yeah, like
for
she's
the
like
chipmunks.
the alpha, like she's dumb.
Yeah,
and
Ashley Alexander is like, "Okay, sure, you're Alvin, whatever." And she offers her to give this condo as her first gig, and Jessica's like, "Oh, give me something better, honey. Like I can sell anything." And she says, "Okay, well there is the Allen house," and so she's like, "There's a rodent problem." So Jessica's like, "Oh, it's pet friendly," and she's like, "There's a hole in the roof." She's like, "Oh, you have a skylight," and then she's like, "Okay, fine, do it," and she gives her the address, and Jessica is like, "Oh my gosh."
the number 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you guys familiar with that superstition?
I'm not familiar with that one, but I am very superstitious, and I could totally relate to Jessica in this episode.
Do tell
completely.
a little bit. Please tell us a little bit. What
Well, okay, I grew up in a household whose mother believed in feng shui very, very much. So, and just like I was superstitious. So there are a couple of things, like I would never pick up a penny that's on the tail's end, or I would never have a mirror in my room. With those of you with mirrors in your room, it's okay. Don't worry, it's just me. But there are like
two
many
mirrors.
little
Wait,
things.
What's the thing about the mirror? My mom hates the fact that I have a mirror in my room
Really?
too.
Okay, your mom and I could get along then. But
is it a feng shui thing?
it's like it's stupid. It really is. But I can't help but believe in it.
Ghosts?
Yeah.
Something to do with
spirit.
not talk about that
Yeah,
because I will not keep it.
No. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay, actually, I don't want to talk about that either because I'm
just
not
the
good
whole
with ghosts.
concept of the show of superstition is just so. I don't know. I just could relate to it so much.
Right. Do you guys think it's I don't know. I feel like I know the number 4 thing is a very Chinese thing.
So tell us about that. You heard about that before. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'm Korean, but I mean, I've lived in China and, but the number 4 thing is, it exists in the Korean culture also.
Oh, it does? Wow.
But it's like on a whole nother level in China. Okay. Like there's like, in the elevator, there'll literally be no 4th floor.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like how in
Wow.
America there's no 13th floor.
No,
Yeah, I
is
guess
that true?
In some like
May-
hospitals.
Well, definitely in this culture, or
Yeah.
I guess can we call America a culture?
Yeah,
but this
American
country's
culture.
culture.
Yeah, I mean,
this
I think it's
country's
safe to
culture,
say that.
number
America's our
13
culture.
is
Yeah. Kind of like the bad
unlucky.
luck.
That's
the
why it's
unlucky.
like Friday
And then-
the 13th.
Yeah.
But 7
But
is a good luck number.
I
There's things
didn't.
like that.
I didn't know that we went as far as to like not have the floor 13. I didn't know that was
I
a thing.
mean, it's
Yeah, I
still a 13th floor, but they don't they don't number
They
that
don't
in
number
the
it.
elevator. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I had no idea. Well, yeah, definitely it exists in Korea and in China, and it's definitely a thing. So, you know, so the address is 44 West 44th Street. There's 4 bedrooms.
Too much for.
I love. Wait, what did the garbage man say?
Oh yeah, he
that-
knew right away about the Chinese culture. He was like,
Oh, he was on top of it.
Yeah.
He said the number 4 in Chinese sounds
Oh.
very similar to the word death.
Oh yes, 1, 2, 3, right? So 4 sounds very
Look at this, I love
similar
this.
to like death.
work at you.
Which is like I guess like yeah, I guess it does sound very similar.
Okay.
But yeah, and Jessica is like the garbage man is right. You should like
Promote him to garbage boss. That was
I
hilarious.
love that. It was the first of many. And then we follow through flashbacks. You know, she won't let Lewis read Forbes.
Because it sounds similar.
Right, and then the kids aren't allowed to have like a fourth
fourth birthday.
birthday.
I love
They
how
have second, second,
Third.
third.
Yeah. and she's like, Evan, what time is it? He's like, quarter of H.
Quarter age, yeah,
Quarter four.
it's so funny. And then we get to see Grandma's room, and we kind of get to see like Grandma is like totally like immersed in this superstitious kind of traditional like
Yeah,
all
it
about
definitely
the
comes
zodiac
from your
sign.
ancestors,
Yeah.
you know, so that would make
Right.
sense that she's like a
Yeah.
heavy part in this episode.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely it's been a part of my life. Has it been a part of your lives? A little bit. Are you guys more like astrology, not so
Very.
much Chinese zodiac?
Oh my god, don't even get me started on astrology and zodiac. I will take up this whole show, so we should not get started.
actually
But I
love
believe
this.
it.
Wait, what are
Yeah.
you? What are you guys?
Oh yeah,
What are your signs?
Quick side note, what's
Yeah.
your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. I
Love
totally
Libra.
see
Are we
that.
besties?
We are besties
We
because I'm
are.
a Gemini.
Oh, you're
my
a Gemini.
God.
That totally makes sense.
What are you?
I'm a Cancer Leo.
Ah,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm on the cusp.
You're on the cusp.
I know. I'm one of those. I actually was doing some research on this because just something random, and supposedly like the Cancer Leo is the oscillating cusp where
Okay.
because like it's like fire water, like it's very
Yeah.
kind of opposite.
They are very
Yeah,
opposite.
they're very opposite. So basically, I'm bipolar. Yeah.
Interesting.
So are Geminis. We're the twins. You
Yeah,
cannot make
so
it for mine.
there you
so.
go. There you
And
go.
Libras are balanced. You guys are just
We
like
are,
chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am.
that's
I feel
very
like I am
Michelle.
pretty
Yeah,
chill,
that is
yeah.
very you. Do you guys know what your zodiac signs are? I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Chinese
no.
zodiac?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Chinese.
Year of the sheep,
Year of the sheep.
which is this year.
Oh, congratulations, Year of the sheep. This is your year.
Thank
It
you.
is your
I hope
year.
so. I hope things.
I'm a horse.
Me too. So are you 90?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Oh.
Okay. Off topic. But
Off topic. So and see, it's so interesting to me. I'm
Catch us
sorry.
after the show. We're talking about our
Yes,
the years,
our,
like the sheep,
our years
and then our signs.
astrologies.
Yeah.
Yes. Anywho, and then. So she winds up selling the house. She's not going in. She's kind of shouting at the visitors, like people are looking inside the house from the outside. And it actually winds up working in her favor because so many times when you're being shown a house by a realtor, they're kind of like hovering up around you.
Right.
And she winds up selling the house. And first she's very, very, very happy. And then she gets a check and boom, the check number is 4444.
I
By
would
the
have never
way-
looked at the check number.
I don't either. It's just you look at some
Sometimes,
number that you're
but-
getting paid.
I know,
Like, that's
but-
what I'm putting in my bank
I
account.
could kind of understand why that would stand out to somebody. That would freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Real talk.
I was actually really surprised at what she did with the check. Like she ripped it up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
which is,
god,
you
I could
know,
just
like-
feel Lewis's pain when he was
How
like, "Oh
much
my
was
god,
that
that's
check
money!"
for?
Like I think I saw 7,500.
That's what I thought I
didn't
saw
see
or
too.
maybe
I didn't-
75,000.
I
That's kind of like a small commission though for a house.
I'm
isn't
not
it?
really
but
sure
that's
how
a
much
lot of
dealers.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Maybe
it,
it was
it
like
would pay for
75,000.
Lewis's bull, which he
Right.
wanted because
He wanted that darn bull.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the bull. So
Yeah.
he wanted the bull because Golden Saddle, his arch enemy / he ripped them off, has like this like fun like kids playground, and so he's like, okay, I need to get something to compete with this new addition to Golden Saddle, and so he was like obsessed with getting the mechanical bull, and so he tapes up the check and takes it to various bank tellers.
I'm surprised they took it.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. Okay, but it was funny. It was funny because because he at first he insults the first one by saying, "Oh, is this your lovely grandson?" She's like, "Granddaughter," and he calls her sir. And she's like, "Ma'am," and he's like, "Okay, moving on." I don't know. Has that ever happened to you guys where you guys like don't know
if it's a woman or a man?
Yeah.
No, I think it's obvious today now.
Yeah.
Because those who want, like, you know.
I think the second person was a little bit more kind of like harder to tell, actually.
But sometimes I probably have encountered.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, but as all of this is going on, Eddie decides that he's going to run for class president, which I love. I love that he decided to do that, and he's, you know, I love how the counselor kind of went up to him and was like, hey, you know, why don't you kind of harness this hustle into something productive? And I actually love that because it showed Eddie's character. He is a very honest kind of hustler, and I think that's been a part of his huge success.
And going off the counselor, right? Because I was played by Judah Friedlander, the actor from 30 Rock, and we also see former NBA star from Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen. So that was a cool two appearance, two guest stars. I liked that, and those were those were huge. So.
I think as you know, with any kind of show, when it becomes like a cultural phenomenon, everybody wants to be a part of it, and it's fun because Fresh Off the Boat is set in the 90s. I don't think we get a lot of things like set in the 90s because the 90s aren't like it's not like the 40s or the 20s. You know, like it's not like some iconic thing yet.
I think the 90s are still somewhat iconic to people.
Oh yeah,
nowadays.
It is. But then like are there things like set in that period? I just can't think of anything. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that are like really like set
I think
in the
certain
90s.
Shows, certain toys, and certain expressions and certain fashion items are definitely set in the 90s. If someone were to see that right now, they'd be like, oh my god, he looks so 90s, or oh my god, that reminds you of the 90s.
Definitely. And I feel like Fresh Off the Boat is like a way to kind of celebrate that.
Oh, it completely does. So many reminders.
So many little reminders. But when I have to mention this, when the Caucasian counselor is like obviously obsessed with like Eastern kind of philosophy and spirituality. It's like just like looking to your dirt, like use your third eye. And Eddie's like, you mean my butthole? Like, he's like, no.
That was so
totally
funny.
The wrong one.
So inappropriate.
Yeah. No, but it's like those subtle things. Like being Asian, people kind of like assume, right? That like you're all spiritual and you're all Buddhist. And like, so little things like that I just thought was hilarious. I really loved Hudson Yang's performance during this episode. I could not help but notice it this episode. Did you guys notice?
Completely.
Yeah. He's just killing it.
Yeah, he did. There were two, I guess, things. One was the Naps 101. Yeah. When Eddie wanted that to be, I think, like taking place of the free period.
Yes.
And then Evan was just going hysterical over the fact that it sounded like
was
Dalmatians 101. And just like that little thing, I mean, of course it's not funny to us, we would never think to it, but that little kid at his age.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah. He related to, you know.
He was like, it was just killing. He was like, you're killing me. It was so hilarious. That whole, so many, I just feel like everybody's definitely finding their groove and just getting their, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like,
probably
is it like
just like finding the timing and knowing like when to say it and what to say that fits with their character.
Yeah,
of course it's all the writers, but I mean there is a little bit of improv in it.
Absolutely,
you know?
And I do feel like the actors are doing their part. Yeah, I mean I caught little moments of Eddie's facial expressions. I just feel like he's just owning it and living it, and I just love his character. Okay, so I'm really glad that we got to see Philip Goldstein again.
I know.
Yes, because I love that character.
We talked about that earlier.
Yes, and so glad to see him back. He's like, choose the chosen one, of course, because he's Jewish. And we see all the other kids running for class president, and Pippin is there because one of the kids, you know, is like his
dad is accountant.
Yeah, is an accountant and does his accounting and taxes and stuff like that.
Right.
So, okay, so we're in Cattleman's Ranch. We got the bull, and the bull is like
named Romeo.
Okay, Romeo the bull, and he is like
he was evil from the very start.
Yeah, he's like demonic or something. He has like this like super scary moo. And Vanessa, let's talk about Vanessa for a second.
Let's not. She was kind of annoying, wasn't she?
Kind of
She was
annoying.
funny.
She was really annoying.
Yeah, I know.
She needs to be on a different show. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like, she's
Oh,
not.
that's so funny that you say that. I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, you're right.
She was just too out there. Like,
It was, but I feel like that was kind of like the whole point of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
she was just like this random. At first, I thought like, oh, is it like a sexual thing? And I think it wasn't. It's just like she just is outrageous about everything.
I think they were just
yeah.
making fun of blondes, to be honest.
Oh, I see what you mean.
She acted like a blonde.
Yeah.
Sorry to all you blondes,
Right.
but she kind of did.
Oh, right.
I think they were
That's
making
true.
fun of that.
Okay, so they're poking fun at that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're poking fun at Asian things. We can poke fun at
The blondes.
Yeah,
of
let's
course.
just poke fun at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody will get their
Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody will get their turn. So Eddie, of course, trips over the cord,
And poor Evan missed it because he was peeing.
I know,
Yeah.
poor Evan. He was just like trembling and shaking because he had to pee so bad, but he didn't want to miss anything. Have there been a lot of things that he's missed?
Yeah, he missed everything this entire episode.
No, this episode I know he missed everything, but did he miss a lot of things from previous episodes?
I think
know.
we take notice of it in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to look out for that.
I know.
So, but Lewis tells this, and this is where all the lies and stuff
Yeah,
like that, the
the
white
white lies.
lies and the.
And I want to just back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, about the white lies. Just kind of how Lewis, he's supposed to be a father, right? He's supposed
Yes.
to tell his kids, don't lie. But instead he's like, Eddie, please, just tell a white lie. It's
Right.
okay. It's for the greater good. Just lie to your mom.
Definitely.
And then, like, of course he's a good father. Of course he gives good advice to his children.
Right.
But he's also real, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, he understands that parents make mistakes. We're not perfect. So I can empathize with you, and we can both kind of tell
Right.
white lies, you know? So I like that
Absolutely.
little scene in the car.
Yeah.
And he does that a lot throughout the whole
I was
season.
gonna say, I feel like Lewis is a very real,
Yes.
raw, honest. You know, when he was having that talk with Eddie, the whole like sex talk. You know, he kind of gives it to him straight, and then it's balanced by Jessica, who is very kind of conservative and traditional, but at the same time not, right? Because she's also very hip and cool.
Right.
And I think, yeah, I just love this family, and I think like they all balance out together very well, and I'm glad that we got to see a bit more of Grandma this episode.
Definitely.
Do you guys have anything to kind of specifically say about Grandma? And well, first I thought like Lewis walking in on a grocery restroom was hilarious.
You would think that she's doing some sort of
Yeah,
ritual, but
that's
she's
what I
just
was
peeing
doing.
with incense behind her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of peeing in this episode.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of peeing in this
You're
episode.
right.
You are right.
Just thought about it. No, I mean, if we can jump ahead if you want, but yeah, I mean, the only thing I have to say about her is that when she was doing the whole ritual of getting rid of the bad luck,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's relatable because I would have my grandmother do rituals if I'm entering a new house or if we're breaking ground in a new
like
house.
sage and stuff like that.
Yeah, like we pray and we just wish that this new car or this new house
Mm-hmm.
brings us luck. So it's like a
Yeah.
very Asian ritual,
Yeah.
I guess.
Is it an Asian ritual?
Like in even
viewers-
all of Asia.
Yeah. Like we want to hear from you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Reply on the YouTube saying, you know,
Talk to us
like,
on Twitter.
Let's
yes.
talk rituals.
Do you guys do rituals?
Not
you
scary
know?
ones.
Yeah, not scary ones. What are some scary ones? Actually,
Like
here's
to
a-
get rid of demons. I don't do any of that. That's not-
Here's a thing that Koreans do. So we celebrate like our family members passing away, kind of like Cinco de Mayo a little bit,
interesting.
but it's more personal for like a specific, you know, like a grandfather or a grandmother, and we like go all out. We like create this like big huge feast, and like the whole family is cooking, like comes together and cooking like the whole entire day. We bring out the fancy like plates and like everything, and there's incense and there's like praying and bowing and like crying. And like
Wow.
one
Very
time
intense.
when I was like a kid, and it just happens in Korea. I mean, like my parents don't do this here or anything, but they did this in Korea. And one time my grandmother was like in the corner kind of smiling, so I went over to her. I was like, hi grandma, like how you doing, everything good? And the celebration was for my grandfather, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, like your grandfather, I just saw like your grandfather's here, like it made me happy to see him. And I was like, wait,
Oh, God.
like grandfather's here? What do you mean? Like he's really here? She's like, yeah, he's here. And I'm like, okay, tell him I say hello. But I mean, like it's such a part of like our lives even now. Yeah, I don't know. Like in America, like it's not so much of, you know, our daily lives. I don't think as much as it is in Asia. Still, Yeah, but it's very cool to kind of see that and to kind of visit that in this episode. Yeah. So okay, so Eddie goes to school and he's telling everybody what's going on with his arm, and he's like, oh, wait a second, maybe like I can just add another lie. Oh, and another lie. And it's just gone beyond being a white lie, and it's just a straight up lie. And he's like, and I love, it was a great kind of tagline though. He said, I'm Eddie Huang and I'll
be your street fighter.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'll be your street fighter.
That was a good way of using his injury as to sell himself as president. It
totally. But also kind of like Street Fighter is like an Asian thing also. And you usually don't see, like the Street Fighter video game.
Ah.
Right? Isn't that what they were kind of playing off of?
Yeah,
that's what I
they
thought.
were
That's
playing.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I learn something new every day. Interesting.
So I thought that was really interesting because we don't usually see Eddie kind of like
referring to his
Asianness. Very few times. I think when he that whole Philip Goldstein episode, he was kind of happy to see his own kind. But other than that, not really. We haven't really seen him kind of riff off of his Asianness. So I thought that was a really kind of smart, interesting way of doing it. And he comes in and the music is playing and the grandma's got his bag. What's the name of that song? Do you guys know the name of that song when he was walking in?
Oh.
With grandma, me, myself, and I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
It was awesome. And he's doing his pimp walk. And he's like, I'm Abe Lincoln of Abe Lincoln, Abe Lincoln Elementary School. So, but then what happens is...
because Jessica was just like, oh, good luck is continuing to happen. Thank God you didn't cash that check. And then child services come in, which is interesting because bad things do happen regardless of luck or not.
Yes.
So it was interesting how she was like,
good and bad things, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what. So it was a good reminder for all us superstitious people that it's okay. Things also just happen because they happen.
Right.
But yeah, child services come in.
And that's a very Chinese thing too, that like things just happen, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know that story? The farmer, the good luck, is it good luck or is it bad luck? Do you guys know that story?
We'll have to research this after.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. But yeah, so child services comes in with the counselor with a ginormous ponytail. Is that ponytail real?
No way. No.
It looked
definitely
like
a wig.
It was very creepy to me.
I know.
So he there seems to be like a trend of him kind of calling child services in for like all of these random different things, and so they're sitting around and he's sharing the share clam, and he tells them this is a safe zone, and that's when, of course, Eddie spills the beans, and Jessica is like, what?
The whole beans.
Yeah, like the whole
don't tell
beans.
the whole truth.
I know. He's like, not that truth. You're killing me. I love that. I love that whole kind of like moment that happened between them, because like Jessica is like, what? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Lewis is so funny. I definitely feel like in families, the husband, the dad can kind of be almost like the most childish and immature.
Yeah.
ones
Oh,
sometimes.
definitely.
Always.
Yeah. And then of course Evan misses it again, and he's
He went to pee.
and then at the end when we're wrapping it up, he misses Scottie Pippen, and he's like, okay, I can't even drink water anymore.
know.
So no water. Well, that's probably why he's peeing so much, because he's drinking so much water.
Yeah.
Well, you
Right.
have to drink water.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
I know, but you also have to pee too. What's
right.
poor Evan gonna do? But before we wrap it up with Scottie Pippen, so Lewis finally gets challenged, and Jessica's like, well, if superstition is all just superstition, why don't you give me your jade necklace?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that scene was so hilarious.
I know, it's very.
Lewis was having an attack in his mind.
I know. So like, what did you guys think about that?
It was kind of scary. I thought it was kind of scary for a second, but then at the same time, I also feel like superstitions is like kind of in your head. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it was just
about like
necklace.
90% in your head.
Right. It's
Yeah.
all I mean. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a wild imagination, so I can
I
totally
know.
understand.
Yeah.
But like, I just thought he overreacted, but I guess in a normal way, because that's he's been wearing that since he's been young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a part of you just
So,
can't let go, even if
yeah.
it's just a necklace.
Right.
And jade is a very good luck stone anyways in Chinese culture.
I didn't
so.
even know that that's what that was. I actually did
yeah?
not know.
Oh,
I did
you
not
didn't?
know that. I thought it was like for health or something. I'm not sure.
I think I bought like a jade
like
bracelet
a jade
when I went
bracelet,
to.
Yeah.
I was somewhere in Asia. No, not India.
Probably China.
But yeah.
Maybe China?
I haven't been to China. But yeah, it's good luck stone.
Okay,
so.
yeah. So definitely. I don't actually have anything jade, but I should get some jade stuff.
Let's go buy jade.
Let's all go buy
Go
jade.
buy real jade.
So yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That's pretty
That was a
much
funny episode.
that was
That was a
funny
really
funny episode.
Yes. So any predictions? Any gossip and news?
Well, quickly for news and gossip. As of March 31st, just want to talk about ratings for a second because Fresh Off the Boat did have like a high rating of 1.9, and it was like above New Girl and the new show Undateable. But unfortunately, over the past week, it lowered down to 1.3. So there's been a little bit concerned, like is this going to keep up? I hope they don't. I don't think it's going to get canceled. Sometimes ratings is just.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect the way the show works completely.
Right.
But that's just kind of the status of the ratings right now. So we're hoping that it gets picked up.
Right. Everybody tune in live.
Yeah,
watch
keep
it
tuning in
within
and watching
like
it because it's a
2-3
great show.
days.
Yeah.
Is it 2 days? Is like when you DVR it for it to count.
I'm not sure. I think
it was
count,
2 days.
Yeah.
They should count it regardless because you DVR it.
No, I'm pretty sure there is a cutoff. So you want to watch it as close to the date that it airs. So
Okay.
yes,
And
everybody watch it right away.
One more thing quickly, the actress Jillian, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Armanante, she plays Nancy.
Okay.
In the show.
Yes. Oh, I love Nancy.
Yeah. So she's actually wrote and directed and starring in a new web series called Kitten in a Cage. It's showing on Hulu and Amazon.
Nice.
And she was talking about the show and about how it's starring some like Joel McHale and actors like that. So
Very
watch
cool.
out for her new series Kitten in a Cage.
Definitely. Thank you for
Definitely cool.
sharing that. And
Yeah.
you guys can find us, find me at ms_June Lee on Twitter and ms_June Lee just on Instagram. And where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Kanika Lal and Instagram on You Can Have It Lol.
Nice.
didn't know that.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _MichelleFee.
Thanks so much for joining, you guys. See you guys later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.